street. Get out of the street. You back up. Get out of the street. You back up. Ooh, that little tiny little. All of you are pathetic. I can't believe you guys defend these. That person has no right to be arrested. Ooh, the real criminals got away. Just so you know, the real criminals got away. Bastards, little little. La migra, la policía, la misma porquería. Get out of the street. Oh, I'm on the street. Pendejo. Get out of the street. Dumb. For real. Our street. Hey, what's your name? What's your name? I can't even yell. Ask him his name. What's your name?
While the LAPD escalates and protects ICE, they tried their best to put on a show for the cameras.
Help the people in Texas. You are not helping by snatching people out of here.
Once activists and members of the community showed up, they tucked their tails and left.
Get the pig! Get the out of here! Get the out of here, piggy! Get the out! You Nazis! You Nazis! Fucking Nazis!
And guess which sports teams are directly involved?
Big news in the sports world, the Buss family agreeing to sell majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers to LA Dodgers owner Mark Walter for a franchise valuation of about $10 billion, which would be the highest price tag ever for a U.S. professional sports team. Walter is CEO of TWG Global and financial services giant Guggenheim Partners, was part of a group that bought 27% in 2021. Reports say the Buss family will still own at least 15% of the team for a period of time.
I think if you look at the big picture of what Mark Walter may be trying to do here is he's building a huge sports empire. He already owns the Dodgers. He's involved with auto racing. Along with Todd Bowley, owns a piece of Chelsea, the soccer team. He's a huge investor in women's professional ice hockey. So very quietly over a period of time, he's built a huge platform of sports teams.
You heard that correctly. Walter now owns the LA Dodgers, the Los Angeles Lakers, Chelsea Football Club, the Los Angeles Sparks, Cadillac F1, and the Professional Women's Hockey League. What much of the mainstream press will not tell you is this. His business, Guggenheim Partners, has partnered with Palantir on a joint venture aimed at AI deployment in financial services and insurance sectors. Meanwhile, their CEO, Alex Karp,
Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them.
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am.
They've been hired by the Department of Defense, the FBI, local police departments, and even the IRS, and Wendy's to take in the information those organizations collect even more information, and use that data to draw conclusions.
But what does Palantir do in a regular Earth?
And what we do is we use what legal scholars call predicate-based search. So we would look at you, and then we would go out and say, oh, there's lots of different things in your life that may be indicative of someone involved in bad behavior.
Put simpler, they make software that makes it easier for their customers to collect and analyze data, and then act on that analysis with and without AI. By 2013, 10 years after their founding, Palantir's client list included the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the Marines, the Air Force, Special Operations Command, and more.
Did your company help to track and kill Osama bin Laden?
In addition to that, Guggenheim Partners manages over $325 billion in assets, which includes a stake in Geo Group. Per Mr. Checkpoint, Geo Group is a private prison corporation that runs ICE detention centers. You know what that means?
The bill includes more than $150 billion in additional funding to hire new ICE agents and add detention space. ICE has already signed new agreements with jails around the country. This comes as many high-profile student activists facing deportation have been transferred to ICE jails in Louisiana, and the family of a New York City high school student from Venezuela who was recently detained at his immigration court date say he was shuttled between 4 different states in 5 days: New Jersey, Texas, Louisiana, and Pennsylvania. Immigrants have protested poor conditions at the ICE jails, many of which are run by private prison companies like Geo Group and Core Civic.
It means Walter stands to profit from detainments, arrests, imprisonment, and deportations, which should raise alarm bells about this. Back in March, Major League Baseball announced facial recognition software will be made available for fans. They will not need a ticket, just a face scan. The question looms, will the Dodgers be using this technology to send to ICE? Considering the financial stakes, it seems highly likely. So for all of those people who were the anti-Kaepernick crowd, saying that they do not want sports and politics, and they do not want these intersections meshing at all costs, yet I've said nothing about Mark Walter and his deal with Palantir. And in my opinion, potentially, just an opinion, using facial recognition to identify folks that he will send into prison labor camps or even be deported because he has a financial stake in it. You need to be screaming from the rooftops right now. But then again, this is the same crowd that is applauding the Donald Trump administration for potentially hosting a UFC event on the White House lawn. The problem I have with y'all is the inconsistencies. Is the fact that you will do as I say but not as I do. It's a giant conundrum of BS, and we have to deal with it. I mean, we have talked about how the owner of the Detroit Pistons benefits from the prison industrial complex. He was part of a group that upcharged people who could hardly afford phone calls from prison because of the insurmountable costs. And one family even went on the record saying that they had to decide whether to take the phone call from a loved one or pay for food, or pay a water bill, or decide if they want to keep the lights on. That is where we're at. You know who's calling this stuff out? We are. You know who isn't? You. You, my fellow Americans who belong in a cult. Why? Ask yourself why you just can't fathom speaking up, sending a tweet, calling your congressperson, getting involved in activism at the grassroots level. Ask yourself why this man and the way that he operates is so superior. Because I would really love to know.